So I'm here with BSB, ASFP members at FIREX, and I think it's the first time we've actually interviewed BSB because they weren't at some of the previous shows we were recording from. Anyway, I'm with James, who's from BSB. James, hello.
Hello.
How's the show been going for you? Because we're nearly at the end of day one.
Day one, yes, very good. Welcoming customers old and new. Good interest in the products we've got, and a good footfall, good turnout.
So your primary business is air, smoke and fire control products in terms of air and smoke movement.
Yep.
And I think there's a misconception that people die in fires, but most people don't die of fire. They die as a result of fire, which is smoke inhalation, and your primary business is managing effectively air movement and smoke movement. So what's been some of the important messages you've been communicating with people today?
Exactly that, to be honest. I mean, old school mentality is compartmentation, fire smoke dampers that stop the fire spreading from one area to another. That's still got its place in the industry, absolutely, but we see that there needs some development in smoke extract systems, which is everything from the damper itself, which would open on the fire floor, allow extraction of that smoke through an F400 or F300 fan, and allow a safe escape route for the inhabitants of the building. It's a higher level sell. It requires some higher level of expertise in getting the actual cause and effect through, so we understand what the requirement is, but we've met that challenge and we seem to be growing in that side of the industry, so very pleased.
And you mentioned F300 and F400 fans. For the lay people that aren't necessarily understanding this industry, just qualify what that means for them.
That's really just the temperature by which the fan is tested to, 300 degrees C or 400 degrees C.
Okay, so it's a temperature test. So effectively, the motor will operate in that environment at that temperature, and the solder not fall off the boards and stop working.
Exactly that, and for a duration of time, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever the specification is.
So every day's a school day, because I didn't know that. So in terms of have you got any? Is there some new products you're talking about? Is there some a new initiative you've been talking about? What if somebody was going to come to the BSB stand on day 2 or day 3? What could they expect to talk to you about?
Really, mainly our lobby damper is the one that we're showcasing today. So that will be a smoke extract product on a multi-level building. So care homes, student accommodation, hotels, even hospitals, that side of things. So we've got our sister company Brook Air that's based over in Essex, and they manufacture the grills for the front fascia. So not only are we getting the functionality of the product, it's also aesthetically pleasing, so the client can pick their own rail colours to suit the environment that it's being installed into.
Okay, and in terms of the message that you're telling people about, you're an ASFP member, third-party certification, golden thread, competency. Are you finding that is starting to have a positive influence in the overall construction industry? So your customers, effectively, are you starting to see that they're starting to apply a greater level of due diligence on who they use?
They are. But I wouldn't say it's for the most part. But I'd say in the last 6 months there's been a shift, definitely. And we noticed that from really the initial questions that the clients are asking. Maybe 3-6 months ago, how quick can we have the product? Now it's, can you send me across the certification? Can we understand the use of that product better before we order it? So there's definitely a change. I think there's still a long way to go, but we're seeing the shoots coming through now.
And of course, the Fire Safety Bill is now a Fire Safety Act. Yep. It's achieved royal assent, I think they call it. I keep being corrected on this. I'll try and get it right one day. But effectively, we're now going to start to see significant change in our industry over the next 2 to 3 years as we all have to ramp up. And that can only be a good thing. What would your message be to the industry? So what would your message be to Tier 1s and Tier 2s, to anyone with design responsibility, fire engineers? What would your message be to say, look, we aren't going to go backwards, we're only going to go forwards? What should they come and talk to you about if they want to understand what you do and how you qualify that to them?
We'd just say speak to us and we'll give you some clarity of thought on it. There's a lot of miscommunication between standards at the moment, what's right and what's wrong. We've also got the interfaces with all the other sections of the construction industry, everything from the wall, the partition, the ductwork. We can help navigate some sense through that. So if you speak to us, we'll do our best to assist you and make sure you get the right product selection.
Brilliant. So there we go. BSB, ASFP members. We've not interviewed them before, but I'm sure we'll interview them again.